what the is the acid mantle? It's kind of like a combination between a function and a part. And nobody ever talks about it, because if you found out how it actually works and what you can actually do to protect it and fortify it, you might find out that you don't need many of the skincare products you've been told to buy to get great skin. As you may know, you have two types of glands. You have sebaceous glands, which are your oil glands, and you have sudoriferous glands, which are also known as sweat glands. So oil glands and sweat glands. Oil and water. The sweat glands are water, basically, saline, and the oil glands are oil and fat. We have been taught in our science class that oil and water don't mix, and they don't. However, they do mix on the surface of your skin really well. That's actually what a lotion is. It's oil and water held together with an emulsifier. Often it's a synthetic emulsifier that is considered safe for your skin, but one synthetic emulsifier that used to be used a whole lot was propylene glycol, and that was phased out of wide use because I guess it was irritating people. So now they use butylene glycol because it irritates people less. Like, I don't want any of these things. I don't want a thing that irritates me less, that like maybe I'll probably be fine. And I don't even know the long-term effects of smearing this on my skin every day. Would I drink it? No. Everything you put on your skin absorbs into your bloodstream. So anyway, a lot of things, if you see something like propylene glycol or butylene glycol or certain types of fatty alcohols, those are used to hold the emulsion, to hold oil and water together in the lotion. So it feels creamy. So it doesn't feel like an olive oil, which would be like occlusive, which is just like a fat layer that rests on top of your skin and doesn't soak in. And then if you just add water, your skin is pretty water repellent. If you get it wet, it beads off, unless you're in the water for a long time. Like if you've been in the bath for a long time and you get all pruny, the skin does soak in water, but it doesn't do the same as like a lotion. So that's what a lotion is. First, the acid mantle of the skin is a protective barrier of sebum and sweat. It's known as a hydrolipid barrier. It's a layer of oil and water on the surface of your skin, and it likes to be slightly acidic. So whereas the inside of your body prefers to be just a little bit alkaline, the outside of your skin likes to be slightly acidic. So a lot of like exfoliants and cleansers annihilate this important layer, and then you put on lotions and stuff to like protect your skin, but you've annihilated a very helpful, effective, protective layer that you already have. So why doesn't skincare talk about preserving, protecting, fortifying, strengthening this layer? You can only have healthy skin when you have a healthy hydrolipid barrier, otherwise known as the acid mantle. And I'll say it again, I'll repeat it throughout this video. Many skincare products and practices annihilate this layer. They damage it. It's a very delicate layer. Your skin is robust and protects you from the world. But the magic of biology is that this delicate layer with a very specific pH and a delicate combination of things that normally don't mix, oil and water, is the end of your skin and the beginning of the entire outside world. This barrier can be easily dissolved through cleansers. I only cleanse with oil. I don't ever use a cleanser. Ever. Oil only. I can make another video about that. They say you need a cleanser to wipe off all the sunscreen and makeup, but I also don't wear sunscreen or makeup. Even if I'm wearing a ton of makeup, I just oil cleanse. I double oil cleanse or triple oil cleanse. I never use a cleanser. Your skin is a beautiful, self-regulating organ and signaling system. The hydrolipid barrier, or acid mantle, is a part of what keeps it this way. Instead of a up, sensitive, always getting rashes, always looking dehydrated mess that you keep layering on the petroleum-based, synthetic emulsified creams. You're addicted to face creams. So going back to just gassing up the acid mantle, it protects you from pathogens. It's a protective layer. It helps the skin retain hydration and moisture. I can make a video about the difference between hydration and moisture, but hydration is basically like waterness, and the moisture is like the oiliness. In the practice of aesthetics or dermatology, hydration and moisture are two different things, and you want both. But the acid mantle helps you retain both. There are so many products and videos that talk about how this product or that product helps you to prevent the hydration loss that happens throughout the day. The natural hydration loss. So God designed you in a flawed way and you need these products. I mean, in a way, kind of. We weren't designed for the way that we're living, like drinking coffee all the time, which is extremely dehydrating. Anyway, so all these things say that your skin loses hydration and moisture. The acid mantle is one thing that helps that to not happen, that helps the skin retain hydration and moisture. And if you take care of your acid mantle along with other practices around keeping your body hydrated, you can help to ensure that you don't have this like runaway moisture and hydration loss that everyone keeps talking about. Okay, so here is the 800-page book that I used in esthetician school. I had to read most of this book to take the test to become a licensed esthetician. The acid mantle, which I consider it one of the most important things about the skin. It's magic. If your skin is your protective barrier, then the protective barrier that protects the protective barrier is important, especially in the line of thinking that is dubbed skincare. And we're putting things on the surface of the skin. So the thing that's already on the surface of the skin, I would consider to be pretty important. This is what, so in the index, there are only 2 pages listed for the acid mantle, and one of them is in the glossary at the end of chapter 7, which is entitled The Basics of Chemistry. So one of the 2 pages that lists the acid mantle is the glossary, and you can see acid mantle, and it's just the definition from when they mention it earlier in the chapter, which is the other page that they mention this super important thing on this book about taking care of the skin. The acid mantle, protective barrier of lipids and secretions on the surface of the skin. The other page where they mention the acid mantle, it's mentioned nowhere else in the book. If it is, let me know, because I just looked it up in the index. And I remember from reading it, because when I went to beauty school, I was like, ooh, I'm so excited. I got this whole big textbook that I had to buy, and I can't wait to hear what they say about the acid mantle. So this is the place where they mention the acid mantle. The natural pH of the skin is slightly acidic at 5.5. The skin produces both sebum and sweat to create a barrier on the skin surface known as the acid mantle. The acid mantle is a protective barrier against certain forms of bacteria and other microorganisms. We can influence our clients by selecting and using products that are developed for their skin type and condition. What is that sentence at the end of the acid mantle paragraph? It completely glosses over. It takes whatever it said here and it causes you to unlearn it and just says, we can influence our clients by choosing products that are for their skin type. I made a video about how skin types are and I will put it, I guess it will go here. So that's disappointing. This is a book about taking care of skin that they make people read in order to be licensed to touch your face and tell you what to put on your face. And it has basically like 5 lines about the thing that's already on your face that is crucial for your skin to look good and be healthy. Because when we look good, what is happening is we look healthy. Unless we're wearing like insane Kiss of the Spider Woman stage makeup, that's a different type of looking good, but you're coming here for skincare. So I'm assuming you want your skin to look good, which means you want it to look healthy. So we should be interested in preserving and maintaining and beautifying the acid mantle because it protects what's on the inside, it keeps you hydrated and moisturized, and it makes you look hydrated and moisturized. Instead, we choose to destroy it with various products. So one interesting thing about the ingredient that is talked about in natural beauty, because it apparently has a pH that is similar to that of the acid mantle. I do a video where I talk about the supplies I use and how I use apple cider vinegar, which is diluted. So you don't need stuff with synthetic emulsifiers, which is everything. Every lotion, that is what a lotion is. Oil and water held together with an emulsifier, which is usually alcohol, like a fatty alcohol, not necessarily a drying alcohol, or butylene glycol, which is what everybody loves right now. And maybe it's safe, but I don't know if it's nourishing for me and I wouldn't drink it. So you don't need a lotion at all. You just need to mix oil and water together in your hand, and I'll tell you how to do that at the end of this video. Also, surfactants, which ruin the acid mantle, have also been shown to put little microscopic particles into your pores, and that's irritating to your acid mantle. So anything with surfactants, even gentle cleansers, like why isn't your skin getting better? You're using all the gentle cleansers and everything that everybody's telling you to do, and your skin doesn't look good. So you can take care of your acid mantle by cleansing with oil, not using anything with surfactants. The oil I really like for cleansing is jojoba. It's actually a liquid wax. and it's similar to the skin's sebum. I keep a stack of washcloths in my bathroom now, and I use a fresh one every time I wash my face, which is not very often. I'll do another video about how I wash my face. The other thing you can do to help keep your acid mantle intact and working for you the way it's supposed to is stop using lotion. You can moisturize your skin in the same way that your skin keeps itself moisturized, which is mix oil and water together. That creates a lotion. Normal skincare people will be like, don't use coconut oil, don't use olive oil, it's occlusive, it'll just sit on top of your skin. Trust the experts. Let us tell you what to do. That's a very disingenuous argument. If you take the olive oil or the coconut oil or whatever, I like jojoba because it doesn't go rancid. Olive oil can be sketchy because often the type of olive oil you buy in any store that's not from some super expensive artisan olive oil presser is normally adulterated with some kind of weird seed oil. So that's sad. And also it can go rancid. So can coconut oil. But I tend to go through oils really quickly because that's all I use. Put a little bit in the palm of your hand. If it's something like shea butter or coconut oil, you can warm it a little bit. You take a glass spray bottle full of spring water, please, not tap water. You can mist your whole face and neck and then spray it in your hand, drench your hand, mix it in your hands and press it onto your face and neck as you would a lotion or a cream. That's all you need to do. You can throw away all your lotions now. You can just have oil and water. And if you want to upgrade the experience, you can use a floral hydrosol instead of spring water, which I use spring water all the time. I love rose water. Also, chamomile is a good one to start with. If you don't understand what types of plant essences your skin appreciates yet, those are two that are okay to experiment with. But a lot of skincare people will be like, don't experiment, trust the experts. And then they'll also say that essential oils are bad. They could be irritating. Well, if you're scraping off your skin's acid mantle with cleansers and crazy exfoliation, and then you're putting essential oils on your skin, yeah, you're gonna get irritated. Keep your acid mantle intact. Also, there are a lot of essential oils that aren't good for skincare. Can you imagine if you were scraping off your stratum corneum, which is the top outermost layer of your skin, and then you were putting lotions and essential oils or whatever on it and being like, oh, I'm irritated, I have sensitive skin, I need to trust the experts. And if you had your actual stratum corneum intact, you maybe wouldn't have that problem. I consider that a similar situation to what we are doing with our acid mantle, our precious hydrolipid barrier that is the true outermost layer of our skin. This thin, delicate, slightly acidic layer of oil and water. Okay, good luck. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.